Hey everybody, welcome back to S&S Grills. My name is Mike from the Everyday Barbecue YouTube channel, and today we're going to be doing some smoky pulled chicken sandwiches. This is an awesome recipe. We're going to be doing it out on the Slow N Sear Kettle, and it's coming up right now. Once again, welcome back to the channel, everyone. We really appreciate all your support. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, consider doing so by hitting that button down there so you don't miss out on any of these great recipes. Don't forget, I'll have a link down below to this full recipe and all the show notes in case you have any questions. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. So we're going to start things off with about a cup of mayonnaise because we're going to be making a chipotle, garlic, black pepper, lime mayo. It's going to be delicious. You can call it whatever you want. So to our mayonnaise, we're going to be adding some chopped chipotle peppers, minced garlic, coarse black pepper, fresh squeezed lime juice, and just a pinch of sugar to balance this out. Now we just need to get this combined. All right, we are all set there. I'm gonna get this covered up and into the refrigerator. Next is to get our chicken prepped. I'll see you in a minute. So with our chipotle mayo chilling in the refrigerator, it's now time to get this chicken prepped. And we're gonna start by removing the backbone. So this is really easy, and I know a lot of people get intimidated by this, but I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. So just settle in and relax. Just take your fingers, feel down the backbone here. You're gonna see exactly where it is. Then you're going to get yourself a nice set of kitchen shears. Start down here at the bottom and just begin working your way up that backbone. There's one side. Now we'll do the other. Now you can also do this with a knife, but you have a tendency to sometimes cut a little bit too deep. So using a set of kitchen shears is really the way to go. And there we go. In less than a minute, the backbone is removed. Now you don't have to discard this and waste this. You can use this for chicken stock, so keep that in mind. Now I've got a little bit of excess fat here. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this. Now we're gonna halve this chicken, so we are just gonna cut right down the center of the breastbone. You may also sometimes hear it referred to as the keel bone because of the shape. Anyway, just take your knife, make a cut right down the center. Now I like to just have some paper towels on hand just so I can go ahead and dab this a little bit. Now we're going to do a quick dry brine on this, only about 2 hours. And we're going to be using Meathead's pork rub for this. Now I know it's pork rub, but it goes really good on chicken too. So we're just going to hit this up with a generous coating here. And I like to start by doing the inside first so that once I flip it over, I don't have to worry about losing any of that coating that I put on it. And we'll just pat that in and let it sit for about a minute before we flip it. Once again, we're going to just give this a quick pat dry. We're not trying to get it totally dry. We're just trying to get some of this moisture off the top here. The smell and the color of this rub is just phenomenal. I always like to give it the full treatment, get underneath those legs. We just want to pat this in once again. Our chicken halves are ready to go. They're on a rack, on a tray to catch drippings. I'm going to go ahead and get this into the refrigerator for about 2 hours. Doing this dry brine is going to help draw moisture out of the meat, and then it's going to soak back in with those flavors from this rub and that salt. And you can even do this as much as overnight, but we're just going to go about 2 hours. That's going to be plenty for us today. I'm going to get these into the refrigerator. I'll see you in 2 hours time, and we'll start talking about setting up the Slow N Sear Kettle for today's cook. Okay, it's been exactly 2 hours, and you can see that this rub has started to really soak into the skin. It started to draw some moisture out of the meat, and that really helps it adhere. Long story short, this dry brine will help flavorize, tenderize, and it's going to help us achieve that drier, crispier skin that we're looking for at the end of this cook. Now this rub already smells delicious, so it's time to get these on the cooker. Now let's talk about the cook. We're going to be cooking on the Slow N Sear Kettle today at a temperature of about 325 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're a little under or a little over, you're fine, but keep it right in that 325 degrees. We're going to be using the Slow N Sear today. I also have the drip and griddle in place for easy cleanup, and the water reservoir is in place, but we're not going to be cooking with water today. The lighting technique for this is you're going to take one full chimney of charcoal, pour half of it into the Slow N Sear. I did place a chunk of hickory today, but that's optional. Pre-light the other half, pour those on top, spread them out evenly, place your lid on the cooker, and open the top and bottom vents all the way. Once you get to about 75 or 100 degrees of your target temperature, just start choking back those vents until you get it dialed in. Here's a quick peek at what my final vent settings looked like today, but keep in mind there's a lot of variables to this. I am monitoring temperatures today with the S&S 500 remote thermometer, which I ran through the probe port. Now that our temperatures are dialed in, there's nothing left to do but to get this chicken out on the indirect side of the cooker. We're gonna check in about halfway through the cook. I'll see you then. We are exactly 1 hour into this cook. Our chicken is sitting at about 132 degrees Fahrenheit in the coolest part. Let me show you what it looks like. Now you can see we're getting some really nice color here. The skin is starting to dry up and crisp up. It smells absolutely incredible out here. Let me get this lid back on. Okay, so these are coming along perfectly. We're just gonna let them finish up to a temperature of 160 to 162 degrees Fahrenheit in the deepest, coolest part. Then I'm gonna remove them from the cooker, let them rest just long enough for us to be able to pull them apart, and we're gonna build some delicious sandwiches. I'll see you then. Okay, so total cook time was just under 2 hours, and I did let these cool for about 10-15 minutes now. Hear that skin? Okay, I'm just gonna separate this and start pulling it. Just look how juicy this is. You can just see from where I had the probe, if you squeeze this, there's just juice everywhere. Don't even need a knife, this just comes right apart. And I'm gonna pull this breast skin here because we're gonna chop this up and make that part of the sandwiches. So we are just gonna start pulling this apart. All right, I've got that all pulled apart. That's breast, thigh, leg, wing. And we are just gonna now mix this up with all those juices on the board. I'm gonna go ahead and chop up this skin. There we go, now we'll put that skin in here and we're just gonna mix this up again. Okay, this is ready to go. Now I'm gonna move this aside and we are gonna build a couple delicious sandwiches, as we call them where I'm from. Start with our chipotle mayo at the bottom bun. Now we're gonna pile this chicken high. Gotta be generous, pile that nice and high. Now for the other. Okay, now some nice thinly sliced red onion. This is gonna add some great crunch, a nice bite, some sharpness to this sandwich. I love some dill pickle, so we're gonna get a couple pickles on each of these. Let's drizzle some more of our mayo on top. I mean, why not? Now for the crown. Oh yeah. The smell in my kitchen right now it's indescribably good. One more look for good measure. And like I always say, cheers everyone. That is well worth the work. Beautiful smokiness in there. That rub has got a perfect balance of sweet and savory. And all the elements to this sandwich. That mayo, wow, that really sets it off. I gotta go in for a little bit more. That is out of this world good. You've gotta give this one a try at home, I'm telling you. Okay, so that's it. I genuinely appreciate all your time and support. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care till next time. Remember, 2 zones are better than 1, and I'll see you on the next video.